The State Capture Commission of Inquiry has contacted Malusi Gigaba's estranged wife, Norma Mngoma. This after her exclusive interview with eNCA, in which she alleged the former Home Affairs Minister received money from the Guptas. Meanwhile, her husband has been found to have acted in breach of the Executive Ethics Code when the Guptas were granted early naturalization certificates. Slindelo Masikane following the story for us. She joins us now live. So Norma Mngoma might appear before the State Capture Inquiry. What would the Commission want to hear from her?
Well, that's certainly the case. We understand that Norma Mngoma has been contacted by officials from the State Capture Commission of Inquiry, and this has happened over the past week, where they have actually asked her to make a statement. So whether she will appear before the Commission, I think, will depend on exactly what she puts down on paper. But of course, we did that exclusive interview with Norma Mngoma back in December, where she went into quite a lot of detail around what she's witnessed in terms of her marriage to Malusi Gigaba during his term as a cabinet minister. And let's just take a listen to what we possibly think the officials are interested in terms of what she had to say to us.
Yeah, they used to give him a lot of money, but I don't know why they were giving money for. But sometimes he used to say, no, I do favors for them, they're Guptas, so then they will give him money. So, but it was a lot of cash all the time. So I don't know what is it for, but he used to use that money for different things. Maybe it's either for his lifestyle, to build his home, and also to give it to his sisters, because at the time his sister was on credit bureau, then he was owing like 850,000, and they just pay it like that. And then even in our wedding, in our honeymoon. So they were always there to help, like financially, like all the time. So although I was not there when they gave him money, but I will see him when we leave, because every time when we used to go there, he used to carry the bag and they will give him money. And then when you get home, he will take that money and put it on the safe and pack it. So, yeah, it was there. But he's the one who will answer better that what it was it for, because I was not there when it was given.
I mean, we all watched that interview very closely when it happened and aired on eNCA, right? She, of course, witnessed quite a lot during her marriage.
Certainly. I mean, she's been married to Malusi Gigaba for 6 years, and during that time, he's been a minister in the Home Affairs Portfolio Committee. He's been a portfolio, rather, and he's also been a minister in the Public Enterprises Portfolio, which she says that that is when Malusi Gigaba allegedly frequented the Saxonwold compound quite a bit. So, I mean, she also went into a lot of details around the bags of money that her husband would come home with when they went to those meetings. Even though she says she wasn't privy to what was being said in those meetings, she always assumed that the Guptas were somewhat his advisors, and lists were always being made in terms of, who should be removed. Let's take a listen once more.
Oh no, don't tell anyone. Like my sister have worked for Guptas, because his sister worked for Guptas. I think it was in 2012 or 2013, I don't remember exactly. And also, I know there was a lot of money coming in, but to me, he said it was a gift, like favors. So I didn't know what were the favor. And when I was asking him, is it the right thing you're doing? Then he was like, no, yeah, they're his advisors. So for me, when I came in, because most of the time he was always there, so I took them like maybe their advisors. Yeah. So they were advising him maybe who to appoint, maybe who to remove, because most of the time it was more of that. They used to have a list, but when they start the meeting, so I never knew like who would, someone that they will put in a position, because I will leave the house or they will ask me to leave. So they never speak in front of me. So I don't know exactly what went down. So he's the one who knows exactly.
Let's get to a separate matter. Of course, the Public Protector releasing findings against the former minister. What do we know?
Well, those findings, originally it seemed as though the statement that was put out had made findings that the Public Protector found that during his term as Home Affairs Minister, Malusi Gigaba had abused his powers when he granted those early naturalization certificates to the Guptas. But a second statement correcting that first one said that the findings, while they were adverse, the Public Protector found that Malusi Gigaba did not abuse his powers. powers, but rather had gone against the executive ethics code when he failed to submit to Parliament those names of the Guptas after granting those early naturalization certificates. So it seems as though there will not be any remedial action that's going to be imposed on him, because according to the public protector, it would be futile because he's no longer a cabinet minister. Let's take a listen to the spokesperson.
One of the complaints leveled against him by the economic freedom fighters in Parliament was that he abused the provisions of the South African Citizenship Amendment Act of 2010 when he granted the Guptas early naturalization. Now, in respect to that particular finding, that particular issue, the public protector found that, in fact, that very same law grants the minister a discretion to deal with those kind of requests. And then in the opinion of the minister when he took that decision, he was of the view that exceptional circumstances existed. And so the public protector could not find him to have done, could not find that he had done anything wrong.
All right.